welcome back to Bronze League Legends. And what a way to begin the series with one of the long-time supporters of the channel, Mr. Taka Ols, on the right, in the green, as the new Zhu Ji's legacy. But who will be in the way of the Emperor's new groove? But the old Emperor himself, Han Solo, playing in the blue as the Chinese. That's right, we have got a civil war. A civil war that has involved one of the greatest heroes in the galaxy going back in time. I'm intrigued to see how it's going to end. We are, of course, on Hideout, which means a very turtly, very defensive map. Rankings on these two players are going to be as followed. Han Solo comes in at, I believe they are unranked, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they do not show up. Mr. Taka, however, I believe they are ranked around goldish level, right? Like gold, silver. I think on average they come in around 800 elo-ish. The person on the other side of this, Han Solo, yeah, at the time of this game, they were both ranked 10-0-0. That was a great way of saying that. About 1,000 elo. But the ranks on average around silver gold. Remember the way that the ranking system starts. I believe it starts you around 1,000 elo when the season begins. So this is just the beginning of their seasons. Interesting matchup, though. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out, because there's been a lot of theory crafting around which civ is stronger in the late game. Is it Chinese or Zhu Ji's? And I'm curious to see how it works for the bronzes. Now, for those that have not seen the Bronze League Legends series before, the Bronze League Legends series is a fun one. Inspired by the likes of Winter StarCraft and T90. The whole idea is to shine a light on low rank play, something that maybe is more relatable for some of us. It's meant to be a nice mixture of education, maybe a little bit of light teasing, some fun jokes, and maybe a fun narrative along the way. So shout out to the people that are willing to show their games. I know it can seem a bit tough. I was saying like there's this kind of stigma that everyone needs to be good at games. That is simply not the case. Everyone has their own independent skills. For example, I'm going to bully Murad here. Murad is in the chat. Murad is very good at playing Age of Empires 4. I imagine he is very terrible at cooking. I imagine he is very terrible at Apex Legends. Judging by the amount of spamming he done in the early days of the English, I reckon he's also very terrible at making decisions around Brexit. Even though that one's not on him. But the point is, you don't have to feel shy. You don't have to feel bad. I actually like this opening from Taka. Going for the double IO is something I don't feel like I see that often with Zhu Ji's legacy. Feels like they've often just stuck on one, right? And they've just gathered the gold as need be, and then they have the IO supervised in the mill. But this is a different approach. An interesting mill placement as well. Didn't go for the mill placement on the north side because they wanted to play for the deer. This does mean that you're sacrificing gold. So the choice that Taka just made there, and holy smokes, the food. He took out these 3 deer really fast. The trade-off of doing this is you actually get less taxation in the mill, but you do get more food. So you have to compensate by putting more people on gold, which is why he already has an absurd amount of food and gold sitting in the bank. Now, downside of this, slower tech timing. You're already seeing it. Imperial Academy is coming out from Han Solo. Upside, however, is faster second tech timing. Taka's build should get him into Song Dynasty quicker than Han Solo, because Han Solo has only got 2 people on the gold. So pretty cool difference there. Interestingly enough, also, Han didn't take an upside in terms of like dropping the mill on the berries. He just settled for the TC mill, which is, I think, quite a comfortable play a lot of Chinese players have made historically, high and low ranks. Han Solo going to set up his house near the lumber camp because, you know, lumberjacks need someone to sleep at night, also just remaining efficient there. Wheelbarrow hasn't come out on either side. Meditation got... I just realized what map we're playing. Taka, he realized as well that this is a disgusting landmark. It's completely unacceptable that he's allowed to build Meditation Garden on Hideout, so he morally objected. He walked away from the Meditation Garden. He said, "Not today, Mr. KP. The number on this landmark would be disgusting." What do you reckon, guys? This is like the high trade house moment. Guess the number. Because Mr. Taka, what he was doing there, he's a solid fella. He was giving us enough time in the replay for everyone to get their numbers in the chat on how much resources it's going to generate. We know it's going to be 48 food, but how much wood? Barber can come in the meantime for Han Solo. So Han not even protecting his stone, man. This is kind of wild. It also looks like Mr. Tucker, he's going for a fast castle build, right? This looks like a fast castle build. Folks, you've got until 5 minutes and 40 seconds to get your numbers in, and then we'll see who's closest. And you know what? Now that we've seen a few minutes of gameplay, I'm going to start a prediction. Let's see if anyone can guess who's going to win. Now, I'm trusting Tucker to be a good boy and not predict himself or the opponent, because he should know the outcome. I just realized what I'd done there. Might not be my smartest move. But a classic, well, I don't want to call it smart move. Standard move, actually, out of the Chinese. We are seeing a hard herd onto the stone. As Han Solo is going to be going for the multi-TC build. I actually like Tucker's a lot more here. I think Tucker's build is like just a lot better. Getting that castle age fast just gives you the ability to just pump into the Shaolin Monastery and pick up all the relics on a map where spawn isn't too bad for it, actually. And the cool thing is, after that, these Shaolin monks can actually dive really well. They have this hardened skin ability, which is super effective against this Civ because they use hand cannons. Hand cannons that damage is going to be reduced from 25 to 12.5. And remember, the trade-off as well, the other thing about hand cannon slits, they seem really powerful, but remember, their attack speed is worse than like standard arrow fire from TCs and outposts. That's the trade-off you make. Let's have a look here, though. Second TC condensed. Not the biggest fan of this. I think this is something I've noticed, especially at like the lower rank games, is this is still a frequent pattern. If you look at a big difference between high-level Chinese players and low-level Chinese players now, the biggest sole difference outside of minute details like, oh, you know, your villager placement, oh, your IO efficiency, it's the TC placement. Some high-level Chinese players will still go condensed TC when they have to, but this is realistically a matchup where, bare minimum, you could have afforded to drop the TC on either the stone or maybe some berries over here just to get a little bit more efficiency, because what you've done here is you're a little bit slower now to get value out of newly spawned villages. Like, the surprising detail is if they just want to rally onto the wood anyway, they could have dropped this TC right on the wood line. So they would have actually had an extra lumber camp drop-off point. Lumber camps. Taka is hard onto that wood now, so he needs to set up the... Is this going to be stables? Or is this I think he might be prepping Granary transition. Like, realistically, you could go back with the remaining food onto your Song Dynasty, and then you could transition Granary, which is super effective for this Civ. If those don't know, the Song Dynasty for this usually gives them a 40% discount on their eco buildings. It's insanely powerful for farm transitions with this Civ. Makes it so much easier than it is for the Chinese. Someone else that's easier for them is Relic Yoinking. So far, we've got 2 Shaolin monks. I don't expect more from Taka because they are very expensive. 200 food for a guy who just doesn't actually have much sheep left. In fact, he's scraping the last bit here. This is like that person who goes out for a nice little drunk escapade. They stop off for a doner kebab, and they are so hungry that after they've cleared that kebab, they sit there licking the grease. We are going to be getting the Jeanne D'Arc, so there we go. He will have the ability to make that transition. I think it's most logical that he makes that transition, doesn't try to play out of his base. And actually, it'll be a good read considering that Han Solo is going into Chugin Nu. Who would have known? Sorry, I tried to make that work. This is an interesting choice by Blue. I mean, prolonged feudal up against a fast castle build like this. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to slap hard enough. Now, upside, you are 2 TC versus 1. You are classic Song versus new Song, which means you get faster producing villages. But the relics are going to pad that difference, as is the Meditation Garden, which, by the way, in the end, was 107 wood. What? He is getting an insane 155 resources from that Meditation Garden. A reasonable landmark. Yeah, fair to say Zhuxi's legacy is kind of like Rus on this map, right? Like, Rus is frowned upon if you pick it on this map because of their ability to spam hunting cabins and get crap tons of gold. I feel the same way about this Civ. And I feel the same way when I see this as well. There's that Song Dynasty Granary transition we were talking about. Now, This looks really expensive. This looks like, oh no, you're doing this against the person spamming Chuginu, you're going to lose. Yeah, hold up there, folks. The person spamming Chuginu is only at the beginning of it. And also, Mr. Taco just saved 40 resources on all of this. That's insane. This granary investment, the cost of farms here, right? Like if we do a raw count, 19 farms, 75 each, right? So that's 1,425 there. Then 150 each on top. So 1,425 plus an extra 300. He should have paid 1,725 wood for this, but he didn't. He saved 40%. He paid under 1,000 to get this. Crazy. It means he's going to be able to afford a lot more units. And it's going to be the Palace Guard spam. Dude, Han Solo. Oh, man. I don't think he even knows just how over this game theoretically should be. Now, the reason why I put a theoretically on there, folks, is for good reason. We are dealing with Bronze Blade Legends. Anything could happen here. And we're going to get to find out quite quick, I think. Chuginu up to 17. Probably going to be about 30 Chuginu by the time the fight starts. But keep in mind that this number's deceptive. This many aren't going to be in the fight. Behind this... oh, no. They're like, wait, but we're not Zhu Xi's. We can't make that granary transition at that speed. Okay, one at a time. Oh, man, this is so inefficient. He just doesn't have the wood. Even with 23 people working here, he's trying to drop it off fast enough, so he'll eventually make that transition. But, folks, for comparison, remember, full transition already complete. This is just granary number 1, and he hasn't even got it fully surrounded yet. Outpost as well? No, whoa, whoa, Taka, come on. You don't need an outpost also here. He's got a reasonable number of Palace Guard. Now, if he supervises, is he supervising it? Dude, Taka is so good. Did I mention that Taka is good? I don't think I did. I should have. What a fellow. What a gentleman, right? Didn't rush the meditation garden because it was Imber. But then shows you, flexes his skills. He remembered to supervise the iron undermesh. Now, I don't know how a taxman understands blacksmithing that well. My guess is that for immersion reasons, to explain it to you guys, the taxman sent such an intense stare to the blacksmiths. The blacksmiths guy realizes that if he does not complete his task quicker, he's not going to sell enough goods to pay his taxes. That is why supervision works on blacksmiths. We should have been supervising that fight, though. Oh, no. Now, someone said the Palace Guard were going to win. Did someone forget that Palace Guard have less ranged armor than men-at-arms? Now, he has undermesh now, but, you know, a little tip, folks. I find undermesh tends to work better when you have troops for it to protect. And he really doesn't right now. Luckily for him, Han Solo, he always likes to shoot first, but he forgets to kill sometimes. He was actually targeting different Palace Guard each time, but Han Solo able to clear up the Palace Guard again and, oh, rush up on those outposts. Mr. Taka farms. Could be in trouble. Kills a decent number of the Chuginu, though. By the way, I love that stutter step back from Taka. He's like, whoa, Chuginu stutter step is strong. How does Palace Guard stutter step compare? Oh. Doesn't help when you click away. Chuginu. Oh. An opportunity here, Taka. Now, he built this outpost, but can he reach this outpost? Taka. He's saying it's fine, it's fine. Okay, it's just fertilizer for the fields. See, the problem here for Taka is he's realizing green is actually a bad color choice because it camouflages people pretty well against the backdrop. Palace Guard in, though. And with the assistance of the outposts, I think the Chuginu should eventually die here. However, this is level 1 for Han Solo. This is Empire Strikes Back. Wait, no. Which one? Was that 4? I forget the names. Well, we're going to have to go all the way towards a Return of the Jedi arc if we want to see the Zhu Ji come into this. Because I think right now it's Han Solo's chance to strike. Chuginu are going to start to be scared away. Taka says, I need more melee. The Palace Guard aren't good enough. He's sending the villages. He's like, in the Shaolin, the villages, they wear similar things. We're finally going to see the Giga Shaolin. He's going to do what the Palace Guard could not, folks. Here we go. He hardens his body. He runs around the back. He says, you have been chosen for death. Finally, Han Solo will lose his army. However, he bought a new one. No. Now, he does react quickly this time. But keep in mind, Taka, despite the fact he's got 3 relics, he never picked up that 4th. He right now is 20 eco behind. And the Granary transition is 2 out of 3 for Han Solo. So his economy is starting to inflate pretty heavily now. This game's getting a bit worrisome. Taka, he does have 14 Palace Guards, so has got enough to now fight. The question is, what's Han Solo going to do? Because he's mismacroed a little here. A lot of wood and gold because, you know, it makes sense. I find that if the times are hard and I'm trying to play for the future, food is pointless, guys. Food expires. It goes out of date. You know what doesn't go out of date? Gold. People love gold. The feel of it, the touch of it, the smell of it. If you're desperate enough, you can even eat it. Same with wood. High in fiber. So Han Solo just keeps stockpiling. Mr. Taka decides, finally, wheelbarrow might be a good idea. Because Chugenu hurt. Horsemen tend to move faster than Chugenu, though, so he might still have the same issue. Interesting choice here. Han Solo taking fights with the Palace Guard. By the way, like, I don't know if this is just a rule set for Zhuji versus Chugenu, versus Chinese, rather, but apparently Chinese are allergic to blacksmiths. Mr. Taka, I think he might be the son of a blacksmith. Look at these. I don't remember the last time I saw someone prioritize level 2 melee tech so bloody quickly with Palace Guard. It's such a big difference in this matchup, though, because Han Solo essentially is Ooga Booga fighting with stick, and Mr. Taka actually has a sword. People saying I should do a low elo Legends tournament with a small cash prize. So it would be cool, but there's a few issues there. So one issue with doing a low elo tournament is if there's money, people are encouraged to smurf. That's always been the case in any esports scene. It's actually one of the biggest problems with scaling tier 2 and tier 3 scenes is there will always be people that will exploit that. Problem number 2 is I don't know if it would be as interesting. And what I mean by that is I like to think of the low elo Legends series, the Bronze League Legends series as we call it, as almost a documentary style thing, right? Where we get to... I almost feel like I should be sitting here, and here we see the Chinese in their natural habitat, scaling into farms, vast beyond the eyes, sight, and your truest imaginations. You know, it's kind of got that feeling about it where you want to catch the low elo Legends in the natural habitat. And I wonder if you stick them in a tournament setting, if they'd play differently. So far, though, I've been impressed with Taka's plays. Mount Lu Academy coming in. So it looks like he's going to get the Speedy Boys. Actually, no, wait, no, it's not the Speedy Boys, is it? Yuan, I always have to remember. Because actually, funnily enough, I feel like we rarely ever see Yuan for Zhuji Legacy. Ming is the health, if I'm not mistaken. The Yuan Dynasty was the cheaper units, right? Yes, it makes all units 10% cheaper. And sorry, it's not health. Ming gives the 15% damage increase. If you want to get the movement speed, you need to get into your Imp landmark. You have to go for the Sun to get the haste. So, has got cheaper unit production. That's going to allow a lot more spamming this Palace Guard, actually. You've got 5 Raxes back here. Notice that Mr. Tucker is an orderly fellow. He likes to be able to look in one area in his base and understand what he's seeing. Okay? He's the person that, as a kid, cleaned his room very orderly when his mum told him to. Because if he didn't, he got beaten with a stick by a Shaolin monk. Well, you know it's a hard time in the Kingdom of China when it comes to this. Monks having to pawn their relics just so they can pay their taxes. At some point, Taka is likely to realize that this is not where you drop this off. Yeah, he's going into the pagodas. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Pagoda. Wait, are we going to spam Shallow Monks? This better be the game. I've been waiting for it. No pro player has done it for me yet. Meanwhile, Trebs have set up to seize the Barbican. Now, Han Solo did go up with the clock tower, rather, so he's got access to the tanky Nest of Bees. Probably not going to look very tanky against many men-at-arms, aka Palace Guard. Wolves have gone up as well, so the game slows down a bit. Dude, I love pagodas. 50 food, 50 wood, 100 gold, 50 stone. What is not to like? I really want to see him start spamming Shallow Monks, though. I've yet to have a chance to cast a game where someone max pagodas and just spam Shallow Monks. In theory, it's ridiculous. I guess in reality against Nest of Bees, probably not going to work, though. This is a slow siege point. What is the play for Han Solo? It looks like he's doing the gelato freebies approach here. One of everything, right? Get a few spears, get a few Chiganu, get some Palace Guard, then get the crossbows, then the horsemen, then get the lances. Han Solo then quickly like Googles the Wikipedia page. What units have I missed? We need to probably get a Springhold soon. Is there anything else I can build out here? Hand cannoneers? No, not an Imperial yet. Just ticking all the boxes. Meanwhile, Taka, it's much simpler. Me like pokey sticks. Me slap you with pokey sticks. The A-click comp, as I like to call it. Also getting to the Nest of Bees. That's a lot of Raxes. Can you calm down for a second? Good Lord. Oh, yo, the crazy part, by the way, is that Han Solo, because he's doing the one of everything, he only built one Nest of Bees. So Taka, if he just spams a lot of Nest of Bees here, gets one flurry out on the massive crossbows, this might just be game. Temple Sun on the west. Oh god, this is looking like game. Taka, can you stop being good? Taka, hey Taka, could you tell people how you got to be so good for your rank? And could you also make sure you include in that testimony why it was watching my stream so frequently that done that for you? Thanks. Village about to go down. Age up. Has been complete. Han Solo still flying an insane amount of wood here. His army's not looking that scary. He's trying to wrap with horsemen, but I mean, wrap into what? Spearmen? I mean, maybe you get the Trebs, but does Taka care? Rohirrim rides in. Han Solo will leave the horsemen to ride solo into their death. Oh my. And not just that, now it looks like there's a wraparound. Palace Guard Spears trying to move in. Can't quite find the clock tower Nest of Bees. Keep want to say network there. Taka, he's in chill mode, man. He's vibing. Taka's like, you know what? I have also watched a lot of these long games. I know how this works. Shushi's, they like to get their late game. They like to get all their upgrades. I got my Divine Haste. Woo. I've got my Imperial Age. Woo. Soon I'll have my win. Han Solo, though, not to be counted out. He says, I was not frozen in carbon for years to end like this. I will fight. I will win. He says when he realizes actually he needs to run. Oh, no. The Nest of Bees. That's at least a B- shot. I hear my kid. That's an A+. Oh, no. Han Solo. Taka's army is so small. Maybe there's a recovery route. Han Solo has now got his own attacking here. Now, these Palace Guard, they haven't been upgraded yet. He prioritized the Spearmen. Nest of Bees coming in, though. And, oh, the crossbows. Taka realizing when he loses most of his army, it might be a good idea to start micro. Now goes after one Lancer. What is this fight? It's like a gentleman's agreement to allow each other to use their Nest of Bees right here. You fire. No, you fire. No, you fire. Okay. Oh, the tunnel vision. Taka goes off the Nest of Bees. Might be able to get it, but at what cost? Army is shrinking on both sides, but Han Solo, is he ever going to get to Imperial Age? I love the fact that the nest of bees has been the priority for one side and the ignored thing for the other, and yet the one who's been ignoring them has arguably been trading better for the last 2 minutes. However, I think the efficiency of Han might be coming to a close soon. That's now 3 Nesta Bees. Oh, good lord. Now, Han, he's trying to wrap around. A few Pulse Guard are going to move into the back and start to torch this down, but where's the tech up is what I'm wondering. Han, he has 5,000 wood right now. He realizes it. He says, yeah, right. I have no place being here, KP. This is unacceptable gameplay. I'm leaving. Oh, poor Han. It's a shame as well. If he didn't have so much wood, maybe they would have reached Imperial Age. And in fairness, the way they took those fights wasn't that bad, but well played by Taka. Clean first 15 minutes, really knew what he wanted to do, which is set him up really well. I think one big tip I've been given to a lot of people, if you want to improve your gameplay and you're a low-ranked player, figuring out a way of executing those early games, those first 10, 15 minutes, and getting comfortable with that is a really solid route to progress. And Taka shows you exactly why. And you saw it there, folks. He said it. If you want to learn how to become better, if you want to be able to beat Tucker, you need to be watching these streams. So make sure you are subscribed both on the YouTube side as well as the Twitch, because I like money. I kind of need it to keep doing this.